Well, hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. Well, from the last time we left off, I'm sure you can remember me working on the cabin studs for the cabin of the boat, and as you can see, I've gotten a lot farther since that video. I kind of wanted to explain why there's been such a lapse in video. There's a lot of technical failures like computers, and my other really cheaper, shittier cam died. Also, my dad was diagnosed with cancer, so I've been working on going down to see him and for various procedures and just to help with my parents as he recovered. So I obviously I didn't have the money to purchase new equipment, but I figured, and on my dad's behest as well, he wanted me to continue to work on the boat because he thinks it's a really cool project. So obviously that runs in the family. So that's what I did. I started working on the boat, which included sheathing the cabin completely, roofing it in, and now I'm doing a lot of the fairing on the outside. But I've also worked on the inside, and I'll show you that here in a minute. But yeah, I mean, the boat, like I said, she's come a long way in a short amount of time. But anyways, we'll go aboard, and I'll show you exactly what has happened on the inside of the boat here. You got the fuel sponson tops on. That way I can put a lid on these, or a hatch, so we can obviously keep water and stuff out of there, and it makes it more shippy. And then obviously, as you can see, it's a mess in here, but there's a lot that's been done on the inside of the boat. Real quick tour, if you will. Here's the galley. And that's where obviously the sink's going to go. I had to bring in a sink to frame it up. There's an overhead cabinet storage. And here's the head. It's going to be over here. And then we come forward here, and this is the hanging locker, or cabinet or closet, but it's called a hanging locker in nautical terms. There's a seat for the dinette area, or where the table's going to be, and up forward here is going to be where the cockpit is. Along the starboard side, you can see I have the bench in place. So that's going to be where the bench slash futon is going to be, and that's all framed up, ready to go. So for the most part, everything in here is framed up. I even put in oak floors, which are these timbers here. I don't know if you can see that very well. Those are all solid oak, solid white oak, and they basically have the cabin sole rest on them. They also add a lot of strength for the actual frames themselves amidships, so it's just good all around. Right now, what I'm doing, and that kind of brings you up to speed very, very quickly, is installing these. These are the roof supports. So, because when I was up there sanding and fairing the top of the roof seam, I realized that when I got over onto the port side of over here of the roof, they'd like to bow in on me, which is no good, because there's going to be stuff up there like smaller boats or solar panels or whatever, or my fat ass if I wanted to get up there and watch the sunset or something. So I figured we needed to beef those up a bit. So what I had laying around the shop was these 1x4 pieces of white oak. And what I did is I notched them into the roof rafters here, about midships, and then forward. And those are notched to receive this, and then those are obviously in place in epoxy. There's no screws holding it up there. This is all epoxy work, and as you can see from my jacks fore and aft here, they are holding the timber in place, and it's done a fantastic job. The epoxy's good and set hard, and I'm going to bring these down today, and probably work on fairing the outside, so it's going to be more of epoxy and sanding and fairing the gunnels. So that's everything up to speed in a nutshell. Oh, obviously too, I guess I should mention that I've run some Romex and built some of these timbers with a groove cut out in them, so I can hang so I can wire my lights, all all the engine controls and navigational controls, everything is going to be up here, and that's all this bunch of wires. My outlets are wired or have Romex wired to them, and for the most part all I got to do is get the outlets and get the lights and get everything, the panel, basically all little accoutrements, but the wires run, so that's good. That was kind of a bear, but that's done. So when I get all that done, I'm going to work on the plumbing, which is going to be another bear, but it is what it is. Can't be as easy as laying up timber, that's for sure, because if that was the case, anybody could do this, and I'm sure a lot of you could do a better job than I. But anyways, that's where we stand right now. That's everything up to date. Once again, in a very, very snapshot nutshell. I am very sorry that I haven't been posting to all 30 of you or however many have subscribed. But just life, that's all I got to say on that. I mean, you know, it was Dad, so you do what you got to do. So anyways, that all is the news that is news. On this for this. So like I said, no big deal, just wanted to bring you guys up to speed. So like I said, next I'll be doing a lot of fairing and sanding of the hull, of the actual structure of the hull. So that's going to be the cab, or not the hull, but the cabin, and the gunnels. So I'll show you all I'm doing there, but that's really just mix epoxy and fairing compound, let it dry, sand, repeat as necessary. So that's pretty boring. I'm not going to really bother you guys with that, but this will at least give you an idea of what I'm up to, of what I'm doing. So, all right, until next time.